A very good afternoon to all of you. Future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, as said by Eleanor Roosevelt. I am here today to share the story of my dream, a passion that I hold so dearly that will become the future of our nation. I'm sure that most of you would be hearing about the sport in Indian and women's context for the first time and would not have any idea that it even existed. Ice hockey in India is completely a vast, where in India it supports other sports. It worships other sports. I was in my preteens when my father gave me my first pair of skates. And I remember that phase of time, I started learning skating. I had no idea about it, that it is it's an Olympic game. I literally had no idea. And so does the other teams in my team. So I come from Ladakh and cold arid desert, and so do the other girls in my team. We practice on frozen ponds. When the temperatures drop down to minus 20 degrees Celsius, we practice on natural ponds as compared to the artificial rink. And the natural ice are very different from the artificial ice. The natural ice are completely outdoors as compared to the artificial ice. We have lots of challenges that we face. As I already mentioned, that you would be hearing about the sport for the first time. That is just one of the challenges that we face on an everyday basis. But that's okay. We never back down by these challenges. We always move forward and look forward how we can be prepared for the next next championship, whatever comes through us. Winters in Ladakh is very harsh. When the temperature drops down to minus 20 degrees Celsius, ice hockey and ice skating are the only recreational sport. The locals get scared to come out and do their works. The schools, the colleges and the businesses are shut down. But on the other side of it, we as ice hockey players, we wait for the phase of time to come so that we are able to practice, so that we are able to shape our dreams by performing on ice. It is the only opportunity for us to prove not only to the people around us, but to the world. I realize it's best to accept what comes in one's way. I was pushed to the rink rather than the ice. As I said, it was my father who gave me my first pair of skates. My father, a police officer, and one of the members of Ladakh Winter Sports Club Leh. Ladakh Winter Sports Club Leh is a local organization that works for the upliftment of winter sports in Ladakh. So at that point of time, I will talk about my journey. At that point of time, my father was the one who nudged me and my brother to go out and play and get some blood gushing in our veins. In those winter chilly mornings, I literally used to wail when asked to go out and play. But little did I know that this little push to come out of my comfort zone will one day become my life's passion. I'm so dedicated and so sure about our future that one day it will mark the Olympics soon. And so does the other girls in my team. So initially, we weren't sure we were just doing skating and figure skating because we didn't know that women also play hockey. And at that point of time, men were already playing hockey. So we started by playing either figure skating or speed skating. Initially, we just had for fun. But later on, we realized that it's an Olympic sport and and looking to the men's team, they were already representing the country. So that was something we also wanted to do. That was something that we wanted to do and, represent the country. So initially we started borrowing equipments from the men's team and also from the local clubs that holds winter tournaments. So with the pace, the figure skating and speed skating turned into ice hockey. So at that phase of time, when we were borrowing equipments from the men's team, it was quite natural, the men's are very huge, and then, the equipments are not very cool for us. So somehow we used to manage, and, we just used to go on the ice and then play no matter what, how loose it is, how big it is, it really doesn't matter to us. So apart from that, we had lots of challenges, like we had to make our own rink. Though we have frozen ponds and lakes, but to be able to practice on, we need a smooth surface to be played on. So what we do is we make our own ice rink. For that we have certain process to do it. So how we do it is that, first of all, we just drive to the rink and dig in the ice and get water from it. With the help of mugs, buckets and pipes, we just spread the water all across the rink so that it will cover all the area, the necessary area where we can practice on. So we do this in weekly shifts, and what we do, then later on, we come back again to the rink at around 3 a.m. in the morning, and again do the same process again. To get the water and spray it across. So the next morning we'll get a perfect ice that we do every day, because the ice it gets worse, so we have to do it every day. So I think this hard work was seen or as we had achieved by the help of Ice Hockey Association of India, that were already taking men's for the international tournament. So they saw this little spark in us that the girls can also do it. The girls can also participate in the international tournament. So in 2016, Ice Hockey Association of India, they told us that we are going to Challenge Cup of Asia in Chinese Taipei. So that was the first international tournament that the girls went, and it was the first Indian women ice hockey team. So, but at least we had, even though we had lots of challenges abound there, most of the girls, there were 20 girls in our team, and most of the girls, they didn't even have passports. Most of them had exams, and most of their parents, they were not allowing them because they were traveling so far for the first time, not out of Ladakh, but out of India. So it was quite a challenge for us. And also, it was the first time that we were stepping on an Olympic-sized ice rink. It's very huge, as I already told, that the rink is very different. It's totally indoors and it's totally outdoors. So we had to cope up with all those challenges at that point of time also. By looking at the Olympic size, we were all baffled. But that didn't dampen our spirits. We had no idea about the rules and regulations. We were making mistakes again and again. We were having penalties over penalties. We couldn't play well. We were falling down. We were getting injuries. But we didn't give up. Despite all the odds, the experience of Chinese Taipei was amazing. Our debut to IIHF 2016 hungered us a trigger to win the championship again. When we came back from the Challenge Cup of Asia, we had this thing that, once we have stepped into it, we want to keep continuing it. We don't want to step back. We don't want to look back what we are doing. So by looking at the other players, looking at the infrastructure they had, the amenities, the equipments they had, it took us that we want to do the same. We want to improve ourselves. We want to to just perform better no matter what. Losing was not disheartening, but it helped us grow. It gained us knowledge and lots of experience. And also what we've seen is like when we went to the international championship, the other teams were very fascinated by us. We only get 2.5 months of winter to practice. And if we tell them, they would be very fascinated and amazed that they will tell us that, oh my God, you guys are so amazing. How come you guys are just playing for 2.5 months and you're performing so well? And we just kept those things in our mind. They were very cooperative and we learned all these things. But for that, we had to win. In order to win, we needed to work more, to have a good equipment and a lot of training. So very recently, in 2016, we had all these things, but in 2017, we had the taste of our first success. It was the time that we had our first success very, very quickly. I mean, the next year, the same Challenge Cup of Asia, we went to Thailand, and out of 7 countries, India ranked the 4th. We could beat 2 international countries, that was Malaysia and Philippines. So it was quite it's quite challenging, but you know, the government doesn't fund us, not at all. We go to training with the help of crowdfunding and stuff. So what mattered in the next championship when we won was we could go for 2 weeks training to Kyrgyzstan to be able to practice on an artificial ice, just 2 weeks. Just imagine 2 weeks of training and you can win 2 wins in a Challenge Cup of Asia. Wonder if we'll get throughout practice. We can mark it on our national map, right? So that is something we are working on. And it was a moment that words cannot express. Frankly speaking, when we won the 2 matches, the national anthem in our background, trust me, it's the best feeling ever. So yeah, so coming on forwards, we have another championship coming up in Dubai in April. Hopefully we'll do better in that. So the past years had been really amazing. So I'll talk about some of the achievements or like whatever we had done. So coming forward, looking forward to it, the past years had been really amazing. We were lucky enough to notice by the 6-time Olympic champion, Hayley Wickenheiser. She watched a YouTube video that we were making our own ice rink, and she somehow called us to Canada for her World Female Hockey Festival. So it was quite an, shock for all of us that, you know, like just through out of nowhere someone is coming and it was really a great achievement for us. And at that point of time, we realized that passion has no boundaries. We thought like we had to keep working hard no matter what. So we went to WICFest, we went to Canada, and we met Justin Trudeau twice here in India and in Canada as well. So it was quite a good experience for all of us. Currently, we are more optimistic than we were ever, you know. In just that, our journey had started very instantly. It was in 2016, and now it's just 2019, and we are progressing so much. So it's quite a happy thing to spread the word and share this awareness about the sport. So we have made pace with the fact that the biggest challenges to success in our lives are the barriers that we made in our own minds. So we have trained ourselves to overcome that. We are doing whatever we can do to spread this hockey in all over the country. So currently there are certain ice hockey associations in Maharashtra, Kerala, Shimla, Dehradun. So yes, there is one ice rink in Dehradun. It was in 2011. there was Asian Championship at that point of time, but due to lack of funds, it has been shut down. And it is of no use, even though we have it in India. We cannot use this. So somehow the people of Uttarakhand, the players who are playing for the men's team, who are playing for the Uttarakhand team, they're working hard to like get into. So the only thing we can do is excel on ice, perform well and show the countries that the country will recognize us sometimes. Our sport is not recognized. So that's something we should do, like me and my teammates should do, and like perform on ice, and then the government will recognize us someday. The sport is running in our veins, and if we leave the sport at this juncture, I'm surely going to say it will melt away, like the ice. So we are craving the future for this sport. The future is not created inside the ring, but we face in every moment when we meet the people around us. As I speak these words, I truly believe that I'm sowing a small seed of future generations to come. The future generation of the girls to take ice hockey as a profession. We are not going to halt here. We'll move forward. We believe that there is immense potential in this arena. If we can move our way up from anonymity to meeting Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and a celebrity tour to Canada, then we can soar higher and inspire others to do the same. Lastly, I would say that dream. Whatever you have, dream. If you dream, you have future, and you will definitely excel in that future. Thank you so much. And thank you TEDxSIBMB for having me here, Rahul for finding me out of nowhere, and Sakshi for being so cooperative, and thank you, sir, everyone, for being so cooperative. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just 2 minutes.